What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. This video we are just basically updating on the election. We have less than 2 weeks to go, and I don't even know where to start. It's we've got, previously I have stated that I didn't think Trump had any gain left in him, in on his side, and that Harris had potentially, you know, she had her moment where she was ahead, uh, and it seemed like the momentum was increasingly allowing her to grow, in that, and um, it seems like at this point that both of them, because between what Kamala has been doing with her and her um campaign has been doing for the past 3 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks, along with Trump and the rhetoric and just off the wall shit that he's been saying the past couple weeks, it's almost as if both of them are trying to lose. I mean, it is like the race to the absolute bottom at this point. Um, it's absolutely ridiculous. Kamala had everything to gain for this. She was going good, had good momentum. The messaging was good when they it was after getting going and the walls being introduced and going from to the debate, and even in Wall's debate and stuff. I mean, the momentum was still there, pretty going well. Um, talking about the weird stuff, and then and trying to focus on policies, that even if it was mostly just economic, but there was a couple other things that she was releasing little by little, like droplets here and there in some a few interviews. Um, but then somebody got the bright fucking idea to bring in some Biden um campaign people, because I mean, Biden's campaign was going so damn well, and they decided to move her. Basically seemed like they pretty much told her, you know what, you're leaning a little bit too much to the left, okay, and what we really need to do is come back to the center, and like let's talk more moderate in these right leaning, disinfected type, disenfranchised type of Republicans, because we need to kind of just make sure that they come to us and either just don't vote, because they don't really like Trump, but they just don't feel, like they've really been talked to by you. So let's try to just this sort of stuff left go. I mean, I'm pretty sure you got the those of you those that you don't. I mean, it's okay. They're not that important. But what we really need to do is just get back to the moderate side, and we really need to talk to those Republicans. We need to look more right than we actually are. Um, and that's when the Cheney bullshit started, and bringing Liz Cheney on the campaign trail and all that shit. Um, Tim Walz was kind of put in the back room somewhere and kept off of the thing, which part of that was getting him ready for the debate. But then after that, it's like, where is Tim Walz? I mean, we're not, we just what's going on? Um, for about another week or so. And then you've got damn Ruben out there, or not Ruben. What the hell is his name? The damn billionaire, or whatever, out there. Acting like a surrogate and talking about all this stuff, trying to, you know, basically tell the wealthy, and business class, things that they're saying and talking about, the raise in taxes stuff, that's not actually going to happen. She's not really going to do that. She's just trying to make it sound good. um Although I would actually think she might actually would do that one, so he might be sticking his foot in his mouth on that one. But it's like, it has just been so freaking annoying, and then of course backing up even further on the Biden initiative for Gaza and Israel and Iran and everything. Like it's just she's not speaking what I think is actually in her mind. It's just all this sort of being wrapped in this bubble of what the normal moderate uh Democrat corporate you know ideology, the neoliberal idea of how you should be and how you should placate to the right and everything else, as if they really give a fuck what you think. They only they certainly don't ever uh placate to the left at all. um why we even are why there's always a concern in the Democratic Party to try to be so, I don't know, worried so much about reaching across the aisle. We can worry about that when it comes to policy down the line, trying to, if you want to, if we just don't, if, only if you need to. I mean, why? Republicans don't do it. They don't care. They do whatever they want. It's so freaking annoying, stupid. But so since then, her numbers have just been little by little dropping back down into where they're right there with Trump now. Um, and uh, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely stupid. Until this week, we finally have started seeing Tim Walz be let out of his cage, talking shit about Elon, calling him a dipshit, and all that kind of stuff, which was actually really funny, and it made it was. I mean, it lands. Talking about Trump and JD and everything. I mean, he's doing. He should have never been pulled off the campaign trail. He is so good at what he does in those moments. Yeah, he might not be the debating type. He might not even be super great in interviews. I mean, he's not bad. He's done pretty decent in some interviews, but on the campaign trails where he just lights the hell up when he's able to just speak off the cuff and say what he wants. Oh my gosh, the dude is amazing. Um, but uh, this is what's happened. Uh, you've now he with less than 2 weeks ago. Now he's finally been released. You actually did have Kamala come out about um minimum wage a little bit here. I think yesterday or something in an interview. Uh, Kind of hinting on the whole, she was for the $15, which that's actually an old figure. That's more like a 2020 figure now. Now it's more like $17 an hour. Is a little more median for where it should be, but um, and but I don't know. It might be a little too late, too little, too late now, Kamala. I mean, why the hell? If Biden would just stay the hell out of it. Matter of fact, I would say if all of them would just stay the hell out of it. If Biden would stay the hell out of it, if Obama would stay the hell out of it, anybody else that wants to get in, just stay the hell out of it and let them do what they, were doing, I think would have been just fine. Because even though Obama's good at talking and doing stuff, he's a great speaker and whatnot. But there's been a couple of moments where he's come out that has really just really backfired on him as far as the potential for getting the votes that he was trying to wield in, although it was with just really trying to make the people feel bad. And that's just not the way to get votes. But it's just I don't know. So it's like they've been trying to fail, along with the fact that they just continue to let Israel do what they want. So it's just like it's just the Democrats are trying to fail. Um, and then you've got Trump out here, that fucking numbskull. He just saying all kinds of BS, um, bringing up all kinds of different things that he wants to do or put in place. Bringing Elon on the trail has done shut up JD Vance. He's hardly. I mean, he's not hardly even been seeing a couple little interviews here and there, but they've pretty much shut him up. Elon looks like he's the one that's actually going for VP now. Um, and and then you got Elon doing all this, throwing money all over the place. You know, buying the campaign for Trump, buying the presidential election for Trump. Questionable, a lot of questionable legalities to all of that. Um, and where the whole $47 thing was, it was still, I think, within the lines of acceptability to some degree, although it was questionable. The whole $1 million thing that's going on now, that one straight up very, very corruptive. I mean, it is not a very good view, not very good look, and uh, could wind up some legal issues. But there again, I just saw a thing that was talking about how some of the people with the $47 have not got their $47. So now it's like, was he regularly actually just going to turn around and pull the Don thing, where he's just not going to pay people? He's just going to say that he's going to pay them, but he doesn't ever pay them. So that's another thing. He may have actually found his way around the legalities of, well, I'm not actually pay these people. I mean, who knows? He may have actually just paid people to pretend like they were winning $1 million, but then he's just not actually going. Like, they were just actors. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? Who freaking knows on that? Um, but it's just it's insane. It's the 2 weeks left, and we've got just craziness going on. Um, uh, Trump just, I mean, talking about all these things that he wants to do and or say or whatever. Um, what was the thing the other day? Oh my gosh, I had this in my head and now I've been forgot about it. Um, talking about what he was going to invoke. Um, I can't think of it now, but it's just like it's just it's nonsense. It's all nonsense. Uh, Not to mention all of his scams that he's been doing. I mean, there's so many freaking money scams that he's been doing with all these different products and whatnot, between NFTs to the sneakers to the Trump Bible to um, cards, collector cards, and all this kind of BS. To the, I mean, it's just nonstop. The coin. I mean, there's just nonstop. I've never seen a president do like this. All these money scam things. All he's doing is just scamming his followers, his devout, he does no wrong MAGA followers, to just give him money so he can turn around and either just keep it or pay for his uh, legal issues or whatnot. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Um, but then it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. There's 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks left. You have, yeah, and then there's just all this thing with independent voters, like people out there who are I'm sorry, not independent, but undecided voters. People out there who are claiming they're undecided, and it's like, um, do you live under a fucking rock? Have you seriously not seen or looked at what's going on the past 4 years at all? Like, you have not heard any kind of snippet of anything that has allowed you any perspective and to where you could nuzzle up any kind of idea of who you want to vote for. You haven't seen enough. Like, what the actual fuck? I mean, it's retarded. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand what we're doing, what you're doing. This is a very uh funny little thing across earlier.
I hope you.
I think it's hilarious. This is Lewis Black from The Daily Show 9 days ago. I missed it somehow. Um, but he talks about undecided voters, and I think it's absolutely.
I hope you've all registered to vote because, like Matt Gaetz at a high school dance, the election is ominously approaching. I, for one, am excited with 21 days to go. We still have no idea who the is gonna win. And that's all thanks to one very special group of morons.
With 21 days until Election Day, the race to the White House, it is getting tighter, and the candidates are putting a laser focus on undecided voters.
Undecided voters in battleground states could decide it all.
That small sliver of undecided voters, they're going to make or break this election.
Oh, yes, undecided voters. The same people you see at the ice cream shop asking for 12 mini spoon samples. It's a $3 cone, asshole. How is anyone still undecided in this election? At this point, choosing a candidate should be easy. Look, it's like a lube salesman deciding if he should swing by P. Diddy's house. He has all the information he needs. But after almost 2 years of campaigning, this election still comes down to winning over a few dozen Pennsylvanians with carbon monoxide poisoning. Now, don't get me wrong. Maybe these undecided voters aren't stupid. Maybe they have a good reason for being idiots. Has anyone asked them what the hang-up is?
I just haven't seen enough of it yet. I need to pay closer attention and kind of do more independent research.
I just need to do my own research.
I'd have to do more research.
Oh, good God! They all have the same hair. Go ahead, do your own research. Hopefully the library will let you huff paint inside. What are you researching exactly? We've known these candidates forever. One of them has spent the past 4 years as vice president, and the other has spent the past 40 years as the worst person in America. What the is left for you to learn about them? How they load a dishwasher? But I still have hope that some of you undecided voters will eventually make a choice. Something has to force your hand.
We've just learned that Taylor Swift has endorsed Kamala Harris. Okay, will you vote for Kamala Harris because of Taylor Swift's endorsement? Anybody? You would?
Yeah.
Julian, you would. All right.
I'm a musician. I mean, I had to.
Yeah, you're a musician. You have to. I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
Well, even the reporter is like, can I please go cover a mass shooting? This is depressing. Forget the economy or abortion or immigration. He wants to vote with his fellow musicians. Don't tell him about Kid Rock, or his head will explode and there'll be nothing everywhere. I, for one, am grateful for all these focus groups of undecided voters. They give us insight into the complex minds of America's most powerful people.
Well, it is very important that we have expertise when making these decisions in policy, right? And so him bringing the specifics to say that we need expertise making these decisions, I believe that was very important.
Oh, see? Even that vampire magician agrees. Expertise matters, and he should know he's voted in the last 1,000 elections. And for his final trick, he made my hope for Gen Z disappear. But the good news is we don't have to listen to these idiots at all, because there's still another option.
I don't know. It still could change. There's still some time left. You never know.
Hope so. If I don't have a decision, I probably just won't vote.
Finally, someone talking sense. I'm tired of my vote being canceled out by someone whose IQ score only makes sense in Celsius. So for all you undecided voters, I have a special message. Hi. I'm Lewis Black, beloved comedian. Really? And the only Daily Show employee who works less than Jon Stewart. I want to talk to you today about democracy. It's a big responsibility, a sacred right, and maybe not for everyone. Because if you're waiting for a Kardashian to tell you who to vote for, go ahead and sit this one out. Sure, people have fought and died for your right to vote. But when those guys were lifting the flag over Iwo Jima, they weren't saying, come on, fellas, let's do this so someday a guy can fill out a ballot so the bubbles make the shape of a penis. If you're undecided come election day, do the right thing. Don't get out the vote. Sit out the vote and just focus on picking out that ice cream. Might I recommend Rocky Road? Yum!
Spirit. But I mean, it's like, what are you thinking about? What are you doing? Why is this an issue? How are you undecided at this point? But for those who are not, somehow, those of you who are not, as some of those said, they need to do some independent research. Sounds like you could have probably done that before even going on there. But yes, do some research. It doesn't take much Google searching to figure out who these people are and what they're for. And should make it very easy. But I mean, this whole thing is I don't even know what to say anymore. It should be a landslide, and potentially maybe it still will be. But it's just I don't know. It's like Trump is just going further right, only placating to his most craziest freak part of the Republican Party. And I'm going to go into another video about the connection with Elon Musk and what that might actually reveal. But instead, but Kamala, which it is so many, there's so many things out there, so many polls and stuff out there that show that actually talking about progressive policies, which is what she was doing at first with and bringing on Tim Walz and some of and sort of picking around with some of the stuff that he's done in Minnesota, and that talking about progressive policies actually would get you more votes, would get you more people behind you, because funny enough, even though people, it's even conservatives who call themselves Republicans and who think that they are Republicans, think that they are super conservative and that they support conservative policies, when given actual policies, they are actually more progressive than they even realize. When you actually give them progressive policies, many of even conservatives support those policies. And there's even instances where they actually think that those policies are Republican policies when they're not. It is so much out there that shows this. So if you just stick with that, you have a better potential of not only bringing in your left leaning progressive people of the party, your actual base who, really could actually do enough for you to get you the presidency, but you actually might also bring in those disaffected Republicans and conservatives who can't stand Trump without even trying, without even pretending to be right like you are now. Because pretending to be right is where you're going to lose all your left. And then what are you left with? You've just replaced one with another and you haven't made any gains at all. In fact, you've probably lost. It's ridiculous. It is amazing how many people don't realize policies and who actually represents them. And where there's way more people in the country who are actually more progressive than they really realize. And the only reason why they call themselves Republicans, the only reason why they call themselves conservative is because of regional or peer pressure, family kind of things where they, or just community connection where that's just what they've always heard. It's what they always think. It's automatically where they place themselves because they don't actually understand what those terms actually mean. When you put policy in front of them, though, and ask them about policies, they're way more progressive than they realize. They are actually way more to the left than they themselves even realize. And like I said, there's been poll after poll after poll after poll that has shown that. All you got to do is actually truly run on policies. And you can easily win. Simple as that. Thank you very much. I don't know where it's going to go. We got less than 2 weeks. Me personally, I'm in Mississippi. And unfortunately, people down here connect themselves with Republican and conservative. The majority of them. Or actually, the majority of the voting. People who actually vote. That's what the problem with a lot of Mississippi is they don't vote. Half the population of Mississippi doesn't vote most of the time on average. Because I assume because they automatically assume that it's going to go to Republican. So a lot of people that don't vote are probably more left-leaning people who just don't go out and vote because they just assume that it's going to be Republican. So what's the point? And that's actually, I think, probably what a lot of states are like. That just automatically. That's the problem with the Electoral College. And I'm going to do a whole video about that too. About just the election in general. And discuss the Electoral College and where I think it needs to change. But because it doesn't represent America at all. So, but anyways, so yeah, I'm probably more than likely just gonna do some sort of write-in vote because in Mississippi you can do a write-in vote. You can write whatever the hell you want, and I'm probably gonna do a write-in vote for like ceasefire or some shit. I don't know. But if you are in a state that's a little bit more of a swing thing or something, seriously consider what's best for you, because you actually might be the one to actually make the difference in this election. And there's not that many people where that is actually on their plate, unfortunately, because of the Electoral College. Anyway, thank you very much. Peace. I'm out. This is Clear Talk. If you didn't know. Later.